So Indiana and Arkansas, let's get me rewrite. That's what we call that in the news business. They're going back. they're going back to try to redo these two laws that caused so much controversy. And what we see playing out now in the 2016 field is this divide between the evangelical base of the Republican Party and the pro-business Chamber of Commerce establishment wing of the Republican Party. Now, that's not new. The question is, how will this impact 2016? And I want to start with Jeb Bush, the former Florida governor, out in California raising money yesterday, and he seems to back away. Early on, he said, good for you, Indiana Governor Mike Pence. Listen to Jeb Bush yesterday. He says he's not being critical of Mike Pence, because I did say I supported his efforts, but Jeb Bush went on to say, by the end of the week, I think Indiana will be in the right place, which is to say that we need, in a big, diverse country like America, we need to have a space for people to act on their conscience. That is a constitutional right, that religious freedom is a core value. The better approach, Jeb Bush went on to say, would have been the approach that is more consensus-oriented approach. It seems like he's backing off a bit.
Well, it seems like he got a little ahead of his skis initially in supporting what Pence was doing. But I also think this is a difference between someone who's been a governor and someone who might be in the Senate. In that, you know, Ted Cruz is doubling down, but then you have someone like Jeb Bush who knows in order to govern, you sort of need to this kind of thing happens. Maybe not this bad, but if you're Mike Pence, but this seems like a very gubernatorial thing to do.
Gubernatorial thing to do, but Jonathan, will it hurt Jeb Bush? He's already got issues with the base of the party on immigration, on the Common Core education standards. He's saying, you know, maybe Governor Pence should have handled this more gently, maybe he should have been more inclusive, and let's just listen as we continue the conversation. Yeah. Ted Cruz says, no, Republican governors in both places now going back to rewrite. Ted Cruz seems to think they're making a mistake.
I salute both the legislature in Indiana and the legislature in Arkansas for passing strong bills protecting religious liberty. And I think the assault that has been directed at Indiana and now at Arkansas has been shameful, and it has been wrong.
Well, therein lies the challenge for Jeb Bush and for the other candidates in the field who are going to try to sort of weave between appealing to the base but also keeping some semblance of appeal for the general electorate, John, because there's going to be the Ted Cruz's of the world who are always going to be on their right. And that's the challenge for folks like Jeb Bush. It's never going to be good enough for either the folks on the far left or the far right. You know, the challenge here that Jeb has by saying, well, Indiana is going to get to a place by the end of the week that's going to be better. Well, the folks on the right think that that's not true at all.
Right.
That actually...
They think they're caving now.
Caving, and the very point of these laws was to protect florists or bakers or whoever from not having to work on weddings for folks who are same sex. And if you carve out language that says that they don't have to, that sort of goes against the point. So it's a real challenge.
And so are we guaranteed that we will see yet another Republican presidential cycle where you have this evangelical and establishment-based divide? It's been immigration in the past. It's been abortion sometimes in the past. Same-sex marriage has come up in the last couple of cycles. And it's clear, look at Hillary Clinton, you know, former First Lady of Arkansas, remember. Arkansas is going back to reconsider its law. And the governor yesterday, you just heard him a bit earlier in the program, saying his son, the governor of Arkansas' son, convinced him maybe he should rethink this issue. She tweeted out yesterday, like the Indiana law, Arkansas bill goes beyond protecting religion, would permit unfair discrimination against LGBT Americans. I urge governor to veto. She tweets when she thinks it's to her advantage.
It's a pretty easy issue.
Yeah, I was going to say,
right?
Democrats in the middle.
Easy issue for the Democrats, but she wants to stoke the Republican divide.
Of course she does, and she's going to have a lot of opportunities to do that. Particularly, she's not going to have to worry about her left. It doesn't look like it right now. So yeah, that's what she's going to do all cycle. You'd imagine, right?
The larger story here is that Democrats on culture in 2015 are a very unified party. Right. They have some differences on the economy, but on culture, they're a pretty overwhelmingly liberal party. The Republicans have real divisions on a lot of issues right now. They are now where Democrats were 30 years ago.
Right. And as they litigate those issues in the Republican field, we'll see. This debate will put pressure on some of the other candidates as well. We'll see how it plays out in the debates going forward.